Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the worst reviews ever. I got the Manic Genius in here, and we got
Yo,
my man Casey Fred down here. Got the guns hanging out.
what's up?
But before we jump into this, man, how's everybody doing?
Good, man. Real good. It's starting to get warm out here. Half the summer's almost gone, bro.
I don't know. That heat don't feel like it's almost over.
Hey, it's all good because, like I said, once summer's over, it's back to 3P, baby. What's up? Peace.
You know what? I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna say nothing no more. I'm just y'all. Y'all probably are gonna pull it off.
Hey, man.
So, Manic, where you driving from?
Um, just my
Man,
just my spot
oh,
in just my spot in Northern Virginia.
oh, okay, okay. But all
He's
right,
in the
I'll
good
go ahead and
one.
But I'll go ahead and pull up these slides right now and jump into it. I'll go ahead and read it, man. Since you driving, I ain't trying to have you crash and stuff.
Oh, I can read
But
it.
all right, the movie that we gonna review today is Trigger Warning. So Trigger Warning is a 2024 action thriller film starring Jessica Alba. And in this film, she is a special forces commando, returns to her hometown after her father's sudden death, only to foul of a violent gang when she starts asking questions. And that town was pretty shitty wherever it was. But all right, jumping into the next slide, the directors and producers. So directed by Mali Surya, written by John Brancato, Josh Oslin, Haley Gross, and produced by Eric Lee, Basil. I'm not even gonna mess with the last name. Esther Hornstein. All right, we'll go ahead and jump into the cast slide. So the cast in this movie again: Jessica Alba as Parker, the main character, Mark Reber as Jesse, Tone Bell as Spider, Jack Weary as Elvis, Milo Manheim as Ryan, Gabrielle Basso as Mike, Anthony Michael Hall as Ezekiel, Kawhi Lemon as Ghost, and Hari Dillon as Muhammad. So, all right, man, we're gonna jump into the rating on this, and we're gonna work our way up. So we're gonna start with Casey Fred. What would you rate this movie?
I gave it a solid 8.
Okay, you gave us an 8, so you got on the border of very good and excellent.
Yeah.
You wilding out a little bit, but
Hey,
Manic,
man.
what you rate this movie? What was your rating for it?
Solid 6.2.
Okay, 6.2. So you got it in the good territory. And yeah, I rated this 6.8. You know, good movie. So the two outliers is Casey Fred and Manic. So Casey Fred, since you the highest, you was definitely feeling the movie. Break
Yeah,
down your
man.
rating real quick.
All right. So first of all, it's got Jessica Alba in there, and man, she was used to be such a great um, actress back in the day when we had Fantastic Four. She did Honey. She did all kinds of things in her young years. Then she got married, had kids, and she kind of like went away from Hollywood for a little bit. But now she's back. And in this, man, it just seems like we're in this era where all of a sudden females are actually are able to do the same thing as men are able to do once they got that special training and everything. And you could tell at the very beginning of the movie as a special commando, I mean, she was just flat out great. I mean, she was able to do stuff that normally we would see like Claude Van Damme and all those other actors back in the day that used to be doing stuff. And so it was just refreshing. And you can't really say that, oh, say, well, she's a woman. But the thing about it is in the military, she had been taught those things. Her dad already taught her how to be able to use a knife. I mean, and so she was able to display her skills. And then it wasn't like she was by herself. She actually had one of the guys that was in there. His name was Spider. He was able to be able to help out and be able to give her the intel, be able to secretly do some things. He was a good hacker, especially part of those special forces to be able to make things happen. So I just felt like it was all action. You wanted to be able to find out exactly who did it, and you really didn't find that out until right around the middle. And then it was more of, okay, so what am I going to do about it? and so it was either kill or be killed. So I just really enjoyed it. I'm a big action fan anyway, and so I just thought, I mean, I wouldn't say it was classic or none of that stuff, but it was very good, and especially to be able to get the flip and have a female doing it when most of the times we always saw guys always doing this type of stuff, you know. And it would have been awesome to be able to see a Navy SEAL or somebody else, but we had Jessica, and so it was awesome that she came back into Hollywood and be able to pull this off like she did. And so I was very proud of the movie.
Yeah, that in that hiatus that you was talking about, she started up a company, so she's like a business mogul now.
Yeah.
I think damn near a billionaire. So yeah, she's killing the game. Definitely a great actress. So I'll go ahead and toss it to Manic. Why'd you give it a 6.2? And why is the cops pursuing you? Why are you illegal out here?
He's on the run.
He looking like OJ in the Bronco chase.
I gave this one a 6.2 just because I felt like the narrative was cool. Action scenes were pretty cool, but there was just a lot of like little things in the movie that just didn't make sense. Like that's just unrealistic. And I think if they would have went a slightly different way with some of the scenes, and tweaked it a little bit, it had just been a more realistic movie because certain parts of it, I get what they were trying to do, but overall it was a solid movie. Like, I think I'm a little bit biased because we just came off of watching Atlas with J-Lo, and the special effects were crazy in that movie. The special effects in this movie was just a little like subpar. So I gave it a lower rating for that reason. Like, if I were to see this, it was a solid movie overall, but I had to think about, like, if I seen this in theaters, would I be upset I paid my money? And I would.
You would be. You would
be upset.
I would be too.
The plot, the acting, the little pieces, like, you know, there was no. I'm a fan of serious movies, but like even in serious movies, there's like some form of comedy. Like, and this wasn't one of those serious movies. And there was no points where you could chuckle or laugh a little bit. And it felt like some of the characters, some of the actors, they definitely could bring that element into it, but it just wasn't written in the script at all to have any, like, I don't know. And it felt like it didn't really feel real. I know they had so many scenes of her connecting with her dead father, but it just didn't feel real at all. It felt like she was completely disassociated with it. Mm-hmm. Like, she's like, "Oh, he died. Oh, okay. Well, we used to write letters all the time." Like, no, I think if anybody were to see a letter of their dead loved one, they'd be snatching that letter, like trying to read it quickly. She was just like, she's like, "What's this?" She didn't even look at it. Like, "Oh, this is the last letter we found that your dad wrote." Mm-hmm. And she's just like, "Oh, he didn't commit suicide." Like, yo, you got to read the letter and like read the letter to us, like show some sentiment. Like, yeah. So I think that it was a good overall concept. It's just that it lacked in the execution. That's why I gave it a 6.2.
It's not rated that high.
Yeah. So let me give you the ratings real quick, and I'm gonna turn it. Okay. So I gave it a 6.8. Fred gave it an 8, and Manic gave it a 6.2. So what's your rating for this movie?
Fred gave that movie an 8?
Yeah, he gave it an 8.
Oh my God. What were you watching?
Hey, first of all, maybe I should get in my car real quick because I'm feeling a little discomfort with everybody out in these streets like this, man.
I know, Fred. We might have to get in the car and start filming you.
Oh no, I was out driving, but yeah. Nah, man. But dude, I take it you haven't followed Jessica Alba's career, because I have, because she's like 43. I followed her career.
But she's been gone from the game for a hot minute. So it's her coming back. So I was proud that she even did this.
Sir, she is married with 3 kids. She's a soccer mom.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That's why I thought she did an excellent job at coming back. Because remember, she did Honey. She did all those things. She was in Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four.
She did a whole bunch of stuff.
Little Fuckers. The first movie I saw her in was Idle Hands.
Yeah.
That was the first movie, and that was back in, what was it, 2004 or some shit, 2005? It was like early 2000s.
That was a while ago.
A long while ago, bro. Long while ago.
Now, that's the whole point. So you mean, she didn't have to do this movie, but she did, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Dude, she don't even need the money, because you know that household cosmetic deal that she signed, but she's selling skincare products and home goods. This is back in 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's almost a billionaire. I was telling them that.
She's a billionaire. Exactly. Yeah. I remember that shit. The same thing that happened to what's her name? Jessica Simpson. Same thing. She's damn near a billionaire too, selling like household goods and I think with her it's cosmetics though. Like with her and Rihanna got a cosmetic line, so they made all this fucking money, dude. You ain't gonna. I'm telling you right now. Out of all the work she's done in the last 20-something years, you ain't gonna sit here and convince me that she's gonna come back and be the female version of John Rambo. Because she was basically John Rambo in this movie. Did you see that? Which one was it? Was it First Blood? Was it First Blood or was it Rambo 2? The one where he kicked the whole police station's ass? Remember that one?
Yeah.
Was that First? That was First Blood, wasn't it?
I can't remember which one, but I know which one you're talking.
Yeah. Well, remember he kicked the whole police precinct? Huh?
You know, in the very beginning, it tells you that she's a special commando, and then in the first scene, she's out there doing that very thing. Kicking butt. So you knew that she was totally different. She wasn't a regular.
Yeah, she was trained. Yeah, she wasn't.
She was trained. So special forces. Dude. So at the end of the day, that's the reason why I called Trigger, because at the end of the day, when she realized the only thing that was really dear to her was her dad. She didn't care about Maria. She didn't care about the home, the bar, the small hick town, none of that. But it was her dad. And the simple fact of it is that he died. And she was like, every time they kept bringing him up, something inside of her went off. And you know, that was when the killing was getting ready to begin, because she couldn't handle that, man.
That was a trigger, the loss of her pops, you know, the loss of her father.
Yeah. That was it right there.
And she was sitting there, she's basically doing a whole investigation herself, trying to figure out the truth.
Right.
And she was literally sleeping next to the person that killed her dad. It wasn't that the dude, Jesse was the one she hooked up with that night at the bar when they got drunk.
Yeah. My man smashed.
And then she went back to his office, started digging through his files and all that. It was Jesse, wasn't it? At first I thought it was Mikey. I had to go back and look at it and say, no, that ain't Mikey. That's fucking that's Jesse. That's Elvis's brother. Elvis' brother.
Right.
Yeah. He was a dick too. And
so what would you rate this movie, CLS?
A 5.
Okay, so you got it between decent and average.
It's decent. It's decent. Yo, this movie was fucking boring, yo. It really was. Like I really couldn't get into it, only because I don't know Jessica Alba personally. I just know her track record as far as like her filmography and the type of roles she's selected in the past. But it seems like for some reason, I don't know, maybe it's a Hollywood thing. Maybe it seems like the older the women get, they're starting to do all of these
like action films.
These action films, these bad girl roles, and they're beating up fucking 200-pound men easily, and they're tossing them around and shooting guns and throwing grenades, and you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
That's the era we're living in now. That is the era we're living in. Yeah. We got Marvel and them out now and stuff. So
all of these women are doing it. I was like, why did they wait till their 40s and 50s and 60s to do this? They could have did this shit when they were in their 20s. Then it would have probably been more believable.
I think they wasn't really writing them roles like that. But I actually thought like she did a good role. I just thought there was some other unbelievable parts. And they did kind of go over the top with some of the, like you said, the fighting scenes toward the end. And we're going to get into that.
Yeah, but we're going to get into that. Let's get into that.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and pull up the next slide. But as far as some of the action, I like the beginning action, but it did kind of like towards the end. They got too unrealistic. That's why I had to gig it.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was gonna add on to what you just said.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the opening scene. What was it? When they were catching up to there was some kind of terrorist group they were after right at the beginning when they were in the desert. Right. And what was the dude's name? I had to write his name down so I won't forget. What was that guy's name?
You talking about Spider, or are you talking about the other dude?
No. Adam. Adam was the dude. Remember, he started shooting the terrorist guys or whatever, and she stopped him.
Yeah.
She stopped him, whatever. She was like, she want to talk to him to get information. If you kill him, you're not gonna be able to get them information out of him. Right. He started killing him. But she went over there and started manhandling that dude. And then Spider was the black dude. He was the one who broke it up.
Right.
And she was over there whipping that dude's ass. That's like her little 120-pound ass whipping that big dude's ass. That dude was probably at least 220, man, at least. Had
Yeah,
body
he was kind
armor.
of
He had
brawling.
body armor on. He's wearing body armor and all that shit.
Hey, but she knew exactly where to hit him, where to knife him, and everything. So that's why I said she had the special forces. I mean, she's a special commando, so she had the skills to do that. So I thought it was cool, but she had to learn that for the movie, man. It wasn't like she had that before. So,
dude, her stunt double did all the work. That was not her doing no stunt. I bet you her stunt double got a huge bag this movie. Her stunt double got a huge bag.
It was probably AI, right?
Yeah, dude, come on, man. Even the last scene when Jesse dropped the grenade, that wasn't believable. She was like 5 feet away from him. Yo, have you ever seen a grenade blow up? What's it like, shrapnel that comes from the grenade? Like, dog, her face was pretty as shit when she got up, and she was like 5 feet away from him when he dropped it.
Right.
She would have, dude. I used to work for TSA. I had a dude come through my line once that we had to screen or whatever because he had shrapnel in his face because he went to Iraq and he he came in contact with a grenade or something. He had metal in his body.
Wow.
Exactly. Because he even told us before he came to my line or whatever, when we were screening him, he was just like, yeah, I'm going to set these walk-through metal detectors off because, I went to Iraq, we got hit, I got metal in me right now, bro.
Wow.
Yeah. Man, her face wouldn't have been that pretty when she got up. I mean, she had the bruised eye from when they were, from when they were fighting the hand-to-hand combat stuff. But come on, man. She would have been all fucked up from that grenade. She was too close.
Yeah.
But all right, let me get into these questions so we can jump into the scenes because there's a couple ones I wanted to break down. So first two questions, of course, we're gonna roll them together. Would you recommend this movie to anyone, and would you watch this again? And I'll just say, I would recommend this. Like we said, it's a good movie, and would I watch this again? I would, because there was some kind of funny parts in there, man. So I'll toss the Casey Fred on this.
Yeah, so I would actually say yes and yes, just to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm an action junkie, so I always enjoy action. And, anytime we over here talking because it's a female killing dudes, but if it was a dude killing dudes, it wouldn't even been this kind of conversation. So like I said, I just say yes and yes because, like I said, the action, it kept it going. And, bro, it wasn't even that long, man. It wasn't even really 90 minutes. It was less than that. It was like an hour and 26 minutes.
That was a quick movie.
It wasn't even that long.
It was like an hour 40 minutes.
So, it was cool, man. I enjoyed it.
But yeah, I did like Jessica Alba as like a assassin. I just think I'm gonna get to it when we get to the plot thing. I think that's where they messed up. Not her character. I actually liked her in it, but all right, CLS, would you recommend this movie to anyone, and would you watch this again?
I mean, if I was hanging on somebody and they were a Jessica Alba fan, they were like, hey, I never seen this Jessica Alba film before, then I guess yes, I would watch it with that person. But I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it a second time. But I would watch it if I had company that was a fan of her work. But yeah, but dude, just to add on to what you said a minute ago, because you said if it was a male actor, then we probably wouldn't feel the way we're feeling. Yeah, it depends on who that male actor is. If it was Tom Hanks in that role, you know what I mean? Like I'm just throwing a name out there. If it was Tom Hanks, I wouldn't believe it either. Because Tom Hanks he's not known for doing those type of films, those type of roles.
Yeah, but it goes back to what you were saying. More women are doing that, and so it just seems like if she would have done this a long time ago,
right,
you probably would have been like, man, that's totally fake. Nobody believes that. But because it's happening now, and there's so many females, like we just got done seeing Denzel, and she had to go against a dragon and stuff. So it's just. We're in that era right now. You know what I'm saying?
But that's fantasy, though. That's fantasy. This movie right here, this could really happen. You know what I'm saying? This is
right, because she's special commando, man.
Yeah, she's a green.
Navy SEAL, all that stuff.
Yeah, Jessica Alba. What was that TV show she started on? She did a lot of action stuff in that.
What's it called? Dark Angel or something like that?
Yeah, Dark Angel. Yeah.
I remember it. I just didn't watch it like that though.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like it kind of fit. She did a lot of that action stuff, and then she started going more to like the drama and comedies, and I guess she's getting back to the action.
Remember, she was in Little Fuckers. Remember Little Fuckers?
Yeah.
That was like the third Meet the Parents movie. Yeah. She was in that one. I think she was like the nanny or something in that movie, or a nurse or something. I think she was like a nurse in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but let me go ahead and get to the next one. What did you think about the plot and the storyline? I'll start with Casey Fred on that one.
All right, so like I said, I thought it was cool because of the the daughter, single parent type of thing. You know, he tried to do the best he could. You know, he had thought that she would go into the service and be all that she could be, what she did. In fact, he made preparations for her to come back home, you know what I mean, and take over, the little bar called Maria, which he actually named after her grandmother and
Yeah.
everything. And so, but how it takes place is she finds out that he died, and she's just like, okay, well, I come home. And then when all of a sudden she gets back, you would think it would have been from natural causes or something like that. But she comes to find out, okay, everything you're telling me, none of this stuff is making sense. And so, I mean, like you guys were saying before, now she's got to go on her own investigation. And it seems like the more she learns, the more she's in arm's way. And that's where I felt like all the action and really the killing all started to begin. So I really enjoyed it. Now I know there was some dry parts and stuff like that and everything, but at the end of the day, they could have cleaned that up. But overall, I felt like the concept was good and the people was good because this is a small hick town. You know, you got some big dudes, and it was just like, I mean, come on, we all could probably agree on this. Some butt kicking needed to happen. You know what I'm saying? You kill somebody,
Rambo.
let's face it. I mean, it's like I said, if this would have been the Punisher, we wouldn't have said nothing. But it's just a simple fact that it's a woman that all of a sudden we're like, yeah, I don't know about this and everything.
No, it wasn't even that, man. It was more or less the storyline.
Remember, G.I. Jane was a woman. It was Demi Moore. She was what was it, like a Navy SEAL?
But people had issue with that because that was at the beginning. Now we got all these female movies out, but it
was believable though. That was believable though.
It was believable, but remember, it got some hard,
Well, because I mean, we watched a lot of females that took that action role, and we rated them high. Yeah. So this one was just just the plot. But let me get Manic in there. What did you think about the plot and the storyline?
I thought the plot was okay. I thought it was solid. If I were to rate the plot, I would give it I'd give it a solid 8. And the storyline, that's where I would have to ding it to like a 5 and a 4. That territory, just because I think that they tried to do a really good job, but the scenes were a little bit choppy. And it felt slow at different times. It felt fast at times, and it felt like it was kind of like up and down, up and down, up and down, rather than like kind of ascending up to get to a climax, and then like, okay, now we get a chance to see this. So, it just seemed all over the place. It's just like, yeah. I did like certain elements of the storyline though, like the part where they were pretty much her old high school sweetheart was actually the one that clapped her dad. I think that was a interesting element. And like the savagery, the backstabbing of it, but it didn't even feel that bad after it happened. Like, and that's crazy because something of that magnitude, I think that should have made me as a viewer like, oh my gosh, let me pause. But I just like, oh, okay, he's the one that killed her. Like, oh well, because they didn't really build that bond. And Shorty seemed like, she seemed so emotionless, and like not in a good way, not in like a assassin type emotionless. It was just like a weird vibe. So I think that she probably should have had a little bit more, or watched a little bit more like action movies, because I think what she was trying to do was have that dissociative character, but she just really couldn't pull it off.
Yeah.
Okay. CLS, what did you think about the plot and the storyline?
I just thought it was okay, man. I just thought it was okay. Just from the beginning, man. It just I guess it was kind of moving. It was moving at a good pace. And then, like I said, like she wouldn't once she found out, because I think Jesse was the one who contacted her and was like, hey, your dad died in the cave. Her dad he literally had a cave. He had a man cave inside of a real cave. They said that in the movie. I thought it was funny because I was thinking that same thing when I was watching it. I said, this dude had a man cave in a real cave. That's what what's the dude? That's what Spider said to her when he started like, because he was like, I guess he was like the not a computer hacker, computer wizard or whatever. He was like real good with computers.
Right.
He was one. Remember when he started digging up information on what was his name, Jesse's brother. What was his name? Oh yeah, Elvis.
Elvis.
Digging up information on him. He was like, yeah. So basically, he's sitting here selling military issue weapons on the dark web and looking at a lot of porn.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it was cool. I mean, it was some moments that kind of made me chuckle a little bit, but it was just like, I mean, she was just like real serious like all the time. Yeah, she was determined to figure out like what happened to her dad. She was like, because the letter was fake, obviously. She didn't believe it from the jump when Jesse told her about the letter and all that. She was like, nah, my dad would never kill himself. So I like when they were showing like the flashbacks to kind of give you a better understanding of the relationship she had with her father. And then how he bought the bar. She was like, yeah, let's name it after grandma. We should name it Maria and all that stuff. So, so I guess throughout the film they would show those flashbacks. Even when she was in the car, like when she was driving the car before she crashed, like she looked over and her dad was on the passenger side of the car, but it was just like, I guess his spirit or whatever. It was, so.
Yeah, for me, man, like I said, it was a good concept. So like the plot was good. I think they missed, there was a little disconnect with it. And I think it was like the whole end where they're trying to like drill through the cave to the military base. I thought that was a little far fetched. That's where like got too unrealistic and stuff. And just even with the terrorists, they were kind of weak, man. Them cats went down a little too quick.
They did, yo. She kicked their ass easily, yo. She did.
Because even the main guy, I thought he was gonna be a stretch. She wiped him out like the fastest. I think Elvis gave her more of combat than him. So I was like, damn, okay, this is where it's gonna be the. She was just like, he was like dead. I was like, what the hell?
Yo, you remember the dudes at the what was they called? It looked like a hardware store, but they called it the Feed, that store or whatever. Remember, and them three dudes over there. She whipped their asses. You see how easily she took those dudes out.
Yeah. So, but see,
no struggle. It really wasn't. She took them out. There were three dudes, and I used some kind of hand tool and killed that one dude. And I was like, man, come on now.
And we could jump into the one question. What are the scenes or performances since we're kind of getting there? But let me kick it off because I just got the one performance that I think that messed the movie up for me. My man, Elvis. Man, he's a great actor because he was on that show Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah.
But he was like the worst hick ever. He just his role, man. He, you could tell like it was just a bad fit for him. I definitely like the character, but him trying to play like the hick, you could tell like that just didn't fit. Like I said, I liked him on Animal Kingdom because he was like a surfer type dude, but they were like robbing everything. But yeah, this role right here, man, I think they messed it up with him. And then, like I said, the scene, like in the cave, where the terrorist, like the main guy, he was just the weakest one out of all of them to me.
Yeah.
Like I thought they were gonna put up a little better fight. So yeah, that's what those two scenes I think would mess it up with me, where I had to give it a lower rating. And just also, the way that they were like able to, kind of drill into a military base and get on there. Like, come on, man. They have a little more. Like a vault you have to pretty much go through and all that. So yeah, it was just too far-fetched with that. I think they should have came up with a better way to get on the military installation. And I'll give that at the end where we give the alternate things. But all right, I'll toss it to Manic. What scenes stuck out to you?
Yeah, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. No, we can hear you now.
Okay. So there's so many scenes, and I'm sure once I'm gonna make this one quick because there's just way too many to talk about. I'm just gonna talk about the ones that were just like crazy, like it's just like it popped out. The opening scene, like shoots the perfect rifle, hits the dude, hits the driver, and then all of a sudden the car's pulled over to the side perfectly. Like there was a problem with that scene. That's the opening scene pretty much. And then the scene right after that the truck gets shot with the grenade, and then it flips over. The driver's dead, of course, but Jessica Alba is like perfectly positioned where there's a perfect hole that she escapes out of it, and then they check it and inspect it, and she's nowhere to be found. But when they turn around, one dude's dead. So she's like, where was she hiding?
Yeah.
And then going even like, I won't even say further, but when she's fighting at the feed place,
Mhm.
my man sees the chainsaw, picks up a chainsaw, and it
Yeah.
happens to have gas in it. He didn't have to crank it or nothing.
Yeah.
It was just like it was just like perfectly on. Like, you can't just pick up a chainsaw and just start using it immediately. You gotta
can.
put, especially not
I've
at a
used a
store.
chainsaw before. You can't.
You have to put oil in it. You gotta put gas in it. Yeah,
Said my
even
man
if
ain't
it's
crank it up or
electric, you have to
nothing,
like
did he?
crank it.
Yeah.
Nah, he ain't crank it up or nothing. Like, there's fail safes. Like, so it's just like, that was super unrealistic. Her friend Mikey, when he walked into the bar like late at night, he's like, "Oh, I'm just here trying to feed the lizard." My man had nothing in his hands to feed a lizard, and
You really didn't.
if he was trying to feed the lizard, I mean, first off, iguanas. Why's my man got a flashlight when he could clearly just cut on the lights? So it just made no sense. But I was like, oh, okay, maybe they're gonna set it up for later. And he's like secretly the one that killed her father. But it's like, no, he's actually a good guy. They should have. Yeah, I'll wait for the redo the scenes on that one. But yeah, then all her fighting was I think the choreography was good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that they should have practiced more to make it look a little bit more realistic, because there was like a lot of momentum issues with how she was fighting, and it's just like that just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
All right, Casey
It was
Fred.
Yeah.
Oh,
So there was one scene which
no, go ahead. You just paused a little bit.
He froze.
Yeah, he froze up. All right, Casey Fred, go ahead.
the last scene where she sneaks in, she sleeps with the dude, right? And while he's
Jesse. Jesse. I keep freezing.
Yeah, you're freezing up.
And
Sound like something out of tune.
Yeah.
Hey, Manic, try to come back in, because you're breaking out.
Yeah.
My man still trying to talk.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Fred.
You sound like a robot.
Get that AI, man. Get that AI.
Damn right.
No, man.
He's back in.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay, he's outside.
My bad. Yeah. So,
No, it's all good. It was just freezing up a little bit.
He's still freezing.
He frozen.
Yes.
Yeah, he is.
So she rode a bike all the way down.
Yeah, I remember when she rode the bike.
Yeah, I remember she rode the bike.
Oh, back to the police station to go to that office.
Well, let me go to Casey Fred and get his scenes, and when you we'll come back to you once you get a stable connection. But all right, go ahead, Casey Fred. Yeah, my man. My man got that Uganda connection and shit.
Hey, he just only paid half the bill. That's all.
My man,
like Nigeria somewhere.
In the Congo and shit.
He just got a bill on layaway. Don't worry about him, man. Come on now.
Oh man. Yeah.
No, but one of the cool things I thought was the simple fact that her dad passed because of grenade. The killer ended up dying because of grenade. So I thought that was a cool way of ending it, because that's how it actually began. And that's what actually forced her to come home, and where it all started,
Yeah, I didn't even make that connection.
And then the other thing I thought was really cool is the simple fact you saw flashbacks of him teaching her how to use a knife. And now that she's got military, not only did she pull out a knife, that girl broke out a machete, man. And I mean, how many times have you seen people go around killing with a machete? I thought that was pretty dope. So that was another scene. Another scene that got my eye was the town. They were all scared of this family. It was so obvious. And they kept saying, all right, well, we'll give you some guns and we'll give you some stuff, but we ain't trying to be a part of this. You know what I'm saying? We scared of them. Scared of them. But at the very end, they actually showed up and wanted to help out. And they were the ones that actually were able to help get Spider out. And so I thought that was really cool as well. But yeah, I mean, she had to do her own. And I know you guys always talk about me, but it was like a little Scooby-Doo investigation because she didn't have no help, man. She had to figure all this stuff out, put all the clues together, And then, I mean,
well, Spider helped him a little bit. He helped a little bit.
Yeah, because at least he pointed her in the right direction.
Yeah, because he was taking up information off Elvis. Yeah.
Yeah, but then he had to get his butt whooped because he went too far. You know what I'm saying? And he knew he went too far. He said, "I'm looking for Parker," and he was like, "Oh, the dude Parker? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Hold on. That's not."
He was like, he tried to lie. He was like, "Oh yeah, Parker. Yeah, he's inside the cave." He was like, "Oh, he's inside the cave." He said, "Yeah, I think I'll come back later."
Yeah, it was too late after that.
He said he said he's inside the cave. He was like, "Parker, what Parker are you talking about?"
Hey man, they said you had Uganda wireless. They say you streaming from the Congo and shit.
I was struggling earlier.
Yeah.
But all right, CLS, what were your scenes and stuff?
I mean, I can just add on to like what they already mentioned or whatever. What part wasn't believable? Which one was it? Well, I don't know what Fred said when they were talking about the whole purpose of her dad going back to the cave, which she figured it out. She figured out that he was going back to blow the cave up once he realized what Elvis and them were doing with the cave, as far as like selling the weapons. I guess they were using the cave to like smuggle the weapons to sell to people on the dark web and all that. He was gonna blow it up, and then Jesse shot him. And I'm assuming they said, I guess she said, what did she say? Oh yeah, he had a grenade in his hand and he must have dropped it after he shot him. That's how he ended up dying. That's what called the cave in. That but so this I wanted to add this real quick. You and I were both in the military. I remember in basic training, we got to throw a live hand grenade before, right? You remember that?
Yeah.
In basic training? Yeah, bro. Come on, man. I don't think Manny was here when I said that. Like, dude, remember at the end, like when Jesse dropped that grenade, you saw how close she was. Remember, she tried to take it out of his hand and then she pushed him back. Well, he pushed her away. And he was just like, man,
she would have caught some of that shrapnel on that one.
She would have shrapnel, bro. She would have some shrapnel on her face. Her face was all pretty when she got up. She just stuck her forearm like this and covered her eyes up like this or whatever. And yeah, come on, man, that wouldn't have been enough. She was like 5 feet away from him when he pushed her away.
Yeah. How about Spider shooting an RPG in a cave?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was another one. See, that's just what I'm saying. It was like the end that messed it up for me.
Yeah, it was trash.
But the police and that whole scene reminded me of Rambo, like John Rambo. If you watch like the Rambo films, Manic, that whole scene when she managed to get out of the handcuffs when Elvis was beating her up, and then I guess it was what's the father name over there? The father he put the gun in her face. Was like make the phone call because they're trying to get the surveillance footage. He's just like, well, the cameras in front of Maria's, they work, and I had footage and all that stuff. Yeah, so I knew I knew she was gonna figure out a way to get out of those cuffs.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody said this, but there was a lot of gun pointing, but not shooting.
Yeah,
even everybody was just pointing guns at each other. If you don't do this, I'm going to shoot you. And then the person doesn't do it, and they're just like, oh, "Okay."
That's what the deputy did. Remember when she had the gun in the senator? He was a senator, right? The senator's back.
Yeah, the senator.
And then the deputy showed up and he pulled the gun, and then she acted like she was complying with what he was saying, and then she took him down and then ran out. Yeah,
but see, that's why, like when you were saying the police stations, like man, I could see her beating them up because they were dumb. And then, like I said, my man Elvis was like the worst hick ever.
He was. Yeah, he was like a hillbilly. He had the long Billy Ray Cyrus mullet.
Yeah.
Like Billy Ray Cyrus. Yeah.
And then it was just like I said, it's the way that they just easily got, figured out how to get on the base and get those weapons. Like nobody would hear anything, some drilling or anything. So that's why I think they messed up on that piece.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I said, I like the action scenes. I did like her role and stuff, but yeah, some of it just started getting too far fetched. And then, like I said, them terrorists, how easy they went down. That's why I was like, damn, like
it didn't take her long to figure it out. Remember when she went out there and she saw Elvis out in the distance, kind of like shooting at what was it, like a rocket launcher out in the distance, or he blew up a truck, or something, like an ice cream truck or something. Yeah, it's like where he get that weapon from?
Yeah, Elvis been stealing for a minute.
Like
I was like, they ain't do no inventory or nothing. Nobody just.
And that was a small base.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little depot, man. Like, yeah, that's why I was like, damn, they ain't recognize nothing.
That dude,
all they have is, inventory to check. And they're not checking it.
No, that dude was a loser, man. He was a drunk hillbilly watching porn. He really was. Yeah.
But like even because like man, you go in those arms room, like man, it's like double doored, man. You can't even like walk in there unless you got an authorization. And them people, everything's like locked up. You gotta count everything, like you said, Manic. So that's a good point. Yeah. Like a little small ass place like that, yeah, you're probably just over counting weapons.
Yeah, that's probably somebody's job to just count the same inventory.
Oh yeah, no, you got an arms room person. Yeah. That's their whole job. Like,
yeah, I remember those cages. I think Jim used to work in that cage.
Yeah, and they could have made it to where like it still could have been true because they tried to play it like, oh yeah, if you just matter of computers, you move some things around and like, okay, that could have worked if they had an inside guy. Like, yeah, add one more villain, and the villain is working for the military, and he's getting a cut, so he's like in cahoots with the thing. So then like that could possibly work out, but you're not about to just break into a military base. And not the U.S. military anyway, and start stealing their weapons. Yeah.
But even
let's go ahead and jump into that one question. If you're the director or the producer of this movie, what would you change or do differently? Because that's definitely a solid change. Because it's like, man, you have to have an inside person to get into systems and, like you said, make them changes. That's definitely a good one. Yeah. Any other changes, Manic?
Change the lizard, man. It should have been like a cat or a dog or something. Because you don't, he just walked up in there and start yelling the lizard's name. An iguana is not going to come to you. That just didn't make any sense at all. It was just stupid.
But don't you remember the iguana was running? Remember when that dude was at the bar, setting the bar? He was setting the bar. He was throwing all those cocktails, burning the bar down. And then you see the lizard, the iguana comes out of the room and kind of runs down the hall.
Yeah. But iguana, so it's one of them pets. Like it makes sense what Manny's saying. It's like, man, they ain't gonna respond enough, and they just like.
Yeah, I mean, they'll respond to a fire just like any animal will respond to a fire. Survival.
But as far as like you said, calling something's name, that's like cat or dog.
As soon as she opened that door, it ran out.
And she ran out, jumped, and that whole building went in flames, and all of a sudden the iguana somehow survived. Like, that iguana would have been burnt up.
Exactly.
That iguana would have been trapped.
How did he get down those stairs? He had to run down that staircase to get out, right?
Yeah, perfectly. He'd have had to stand up on his hind legs.
And run down those stairs because it was a big staircase. It wasn't no small staircase.
Yeah, it went up pretty high. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but any more changes?
The grenade part.
You said what?
Jesse and the grenade part. We need to change that, but scrap that part. They need to reshoot that whole scene.
Yeah. And Spider shooting an RPG in a cave. Like that whole cave would have imploded. Like he's like Spider. Like. He just shot that thing close range. Like, what the hell was Spider thinking? Like, that didn't even make sense.
He's black.
Spider's black. I'm about to kill us all. Damn it.
He's black. It doesn't have to make sense. He's the only black guy really in the whole movie. You think about it.
Oh, one thing I did like how they did in this movie was they added like the subtle racism. It wasn't like overtly in your face. Yeah, that was a really good job because most of the time when movies add racism, they make it like overtly like. It's like, hey, that's not even realistic. People don't go around walking and acting like that. But the racism in this movie was very it was very realistic. So you can definitely tell people who've actually been discriminated against wrote this.
Yeah, they were like, look, damn it, I'm tired of y'all. Let me put a stance in here.
Was Spider the only black guy in the whole movie?
Yeah.
I had to think about it for a minute. I think he was the only black person in this whole movie.
The only black person.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then she was Latino, so
yeah, she's Spanish. Yeah.
But let me for my change. Like I said, it goes to the military base. I think I like what Manic said. That if they would have had an inside person, but if they would have had like an inside person, that would have been definitely been a good change. But if they would have found a way to break into the military base and steal the weapons, just like a one-time thing, just like figured out how to get on there, like they had some uniforms or something. I think that would have been more believable. Where it's just like, hey, we're gonna go in there, grab these weapons, and then haul ass. But here's our plan. Something more elaborate than just like drilling into a military base and
Walking in.
yeah, just walking
Casually.
in like that. I mean, that just won't happen. So yeah, I think they definitely need to change that. And I definitely think Spider coming all the way down there, helping her out, definitely should have got some. So those would have been my two changes in the movie.
We got some,
Yeah.
Spider got some hands. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. He got something, a hand job or something. Yeah, because he almost died. He almost died for her too. Yeah.
Yeah, because she done messed around, got with Jesse, and my man was a man, the dude that like done killed her father and stuff. So yeah.
And gave him the buns.
Yeah.
But all right, we'll go ahead and jump to Casey Fred. If you were the director or producer of the movie, what would you change or do differently? Or would you just keep it the same?
The big thing I would have changed is definitely towards the end, it seemed like the military didn't do anything. And they just sitting back, and I'm like, they all off, and everybody just walking around, and you don't hear people moving around. You don't hear the doors being open. You don't realize your inventory is being taken and stuff. And then, all you hear at the very end is, after the explosion of the grenade, then all of a sudden on the intercom, everybody gets to proper protocols and all this other stuff. And I'm like, it's a day late and a dollar short. You guys should have been like more involved. Should have been like hands on. I mean, like, Spider, he's part of your crew. Like, y'all don't like reach out to one another and send an email. I mean, come on. I mean, something going down. Like, and it kind of reminds me of a movie we saw a while ago, fellas, when they had the little creature that was on the plane. And the military was sitting back, and they weren't just waiting to see what was going to happen while all those people on the plane were getting killed.
Oh,
Snakes on the plane?
Yeah, I forgot. No. It was the one with
It was
the
like vampires on the plane.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might have seen that one maybe on Netflix or something.
And I was just like thinking,
it's like Blood Red Sky. Or
yeah,
something
Blood
like
Red Sky. That's what it is.
Yeah, and it was just like the military was soft then too. I was like, come on, man, get more involved. Be a part of this.
They just
the
got
military
butchered.
had something to fear. They had something to fear with that Blood Red Sky. That was something different.
Oh yeah,
that is true. But in this one right here, it's just a bunch of hicks, man. They should have just went ahead and
Oh yeah, for sure.
Them down and what I mean, let them know what time it is. That's all.
And for real, it was only three. It was only three people: Jesse, his brother, and one of the brother's friends, because the other brother's friend died pretty quickly.
Yeah, because when Elvis was sitting in her father's chair inside the cave, I only saw two other dudes with him. Wasn't like two other guys with him?
Yeah, it was only like 3 or 4.
Like,
it was
three dudes. Yeah,
Elvis ran with a crew of 2, so a total of 3, including Elvis.
And she beat them all up. And she beat them all up too.
Nah, she killed them.
Yeah.
She took their lives.
Remember when she realized the bar was on fire, and she came back and she was beating Elvis up when he was sitting in the was it a Jeep or a truck or whatever?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she was whipping him.
And he was whipping his ass, and I think that's when Jesse took her down to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I was gonna say I didn't understand that when she went after she beat that dude down. He's getting back up, and she sees the fire started and stuff like that. Like
she ran off.
Yeah, she should have killed Elvis right then and there, or at least stabbed him to the point where he's like can't walk or anything like that, like to keep him standing there. But I guess she took care of that with the tires being popped. But I loved how she flattened one tire, and then all of a sudden all 4 tires were flat. Like they weren't even thinking in this movie. Like he's trying to drive off, and all 4 tires are flat.
Yeah, just stuck.
Okay. Logic in this movie. You flatten one tire, all other 3 will be flat as well. Yeah. But when she found out the fire, she should have just been like, she should have stopped him first, because she could have beat him in hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, he would have got 2 cocktail bottles off, and she could have then got an extinguisher. he's throwing cocktail bottles. She's looking for an extinguisher, and then he's throwing more cocktail bottles, and she's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, let me get a bigger extinguisher." It's like, what?
No, he,
Why don't
no,
you
he
just
threw-
stop the guy from throwing cocktail bottles?
Yeah, she could have stopped him after he threw that second bottle. If you think about it, he was close enough to him when she did the second one. Yeah. I don't know. He threw like 5 or 6.
Yeah, maybe she wanted Maria's to go up in flames. Maybe the insurance policy.
Yeah,
on that
she was like,
really
"Look,
low.
I'm trying to get this cash out.
Yeah,
I ain't got time
he's
for
trying to
this.
get that cash.
I'm
out.
trying to
He didn't notice-
reestablish this bar. Now I gotta like try to sell it. Like, let me go ahead and just have them blow this up.
Then you
But
notice
there was
you notice they were rebuilding it at the end. Then you notice?
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Wasting their damn money.
Then insurance money started rebuilding at the end.
But not Fred brought up a good point, man, where on the military base, you remember even when they saw her and stuff, she's like, "Oh, go get somebody." He just like left her there. Yeah, that was pretty fake too, because she would have been on some handcuffs. Like, how the hell you get on here?
Yeah,
We take you in this room. We'll get you some help. But you were behind these bars, so yeah, they were just left her. Oh yeah, let me go run and get some help. So yeah, they did make the military cats look dumb as hell and stuff. So yeah, that was fake as hell. But all right, let me get CLS in there. What changes would you make to this movie, or would you just keep it the same?
Well, I mean, you could easily find another actress to play Jessica Alba's role. You could. Somebody maybe I don't know, maybe somebody like
Scarlett Johansson.
Or maybe Angelina Jolie. I mean, she already did all those Tomb Raider movies. I mean, this one wouldn't be so far. She did Salt. She was a spy in that movie. So I mean, you know what I mean? Wouldn't be believable.
Yeah.
Probably more believable with Angelina Jolie. So if we just picking any pretty face. Also get her. She's available.
J-Lo.
Oh, her too.
J-Lo killing the action scenes now.
Well, she did Anaconda. Remember Anaconda? So,
J-Lo did a lot of movies.
She did. Oh yeah, enough.
And she did that one Mama something where she's that action mother.
Yeah. But all right, let me go ahead. Let's go to the last one. Now that you heard other perspectives, you gonna keep your score the same, or are you gonna change it? And we'll start with CLS first on this.
Nah, it's still a 5.
You staying at a 5? All right. KC
5.
Fred.
I'm just gonna leave it at 8, man. Just let it ride.
Fred said, "Look, y'all ain't changing my mind. Fred said this was a very good movie." He's like, "I'm feeling this."
No, it wasn't. Oh man.
All right, Manic.
Yeah, I'm changing my score. I'm dropping it down to a 4.2.
There we go.
Damn.
Now we're talking.
Damn. 4.2. You don't put it in decent territory.
I would be okay if you just. I would be okay if you.
Yeah, because I mean, the more we talk about it, it's just like more of like unrealistic things are in the movie, and it's just like the acting wasn't that bad, so that's why I had it as like good, and the plot wasn't bad. Okay. You know, the plot had some nice little twists that that wasn't super obvious. So that's why I had it in like, oh, this is just a good movie. I'll give it above average because, it's actually kind of hard to put everything together and make a good, solid movie. But then like all the glaring like weaknesses and holes that we are talking about and laughing about, like it actually made the movie funny now because it's like, it was like, what? A lizard that responds to his own name, a chainsaw that's like automatically on, no crank. Everybody pointing guns at each other and not shooting, even though they're clearly enemies. And she even we forgot to mention this one. She got shot in the back. Like when her and Spider were walking out, the dude started shooting. She was like, so she got hit. Like, and nobody shoots. Yeah, she got hit. She got hit from an AK, and only one of the bullets like grazed her. Apparently, like no, he shot center mass. Like and it was a burst shot. It wasn't like a like it was a so it's just like only one of them is going to graze you. Stop it. Like she got shot in the back. I had to rewind that scene and go back. So I'm just like, nah,
that's a good point.
But that's how it was when Adam punched her in her face. So you get punched in the face by a guy that's like 200 plus pounds. And I mean, you mean to tell me that big 200-pound guy couldn't knock her out with one punch?
Oh yeah, Elvis was throwing haymakers on her while she was chained up too.
No, I'm talking about
4.2. Yes,
I'm talking about Adam. Adam hit her.
Beginning of the movie.
At the beginning of the movie, the dude Adam he was shooting the terrorist guys. Remember, and she stopped him. You remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yo, Adam punched her. That punch was clean too. It was clean.
Oh, he connected.
That joint was connected. It was clean.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I mean, she turned her head, but she
Oh,
kept coming at
dang! I
him.
forgot about that. Yeah,
No, that punch
4.2.
was clean,
I
bro. It
stand.
was clean.
Yeah.
Nah, man. She's like
Yeah,
100
I'm gonna-
pounds wet, bro.
Frederick, you my guy, but man, I gotta drop this down, player. You up there by yourself. I gotta go down at least. I'm gonna go to 5.2. I'll keep it at average because I did have some humor in it. It was funny overall.
And she got
But
punched.
yeah, when we discussed it, like Manic said,
Even in the police station, man, she got punched a lot. And Elvis
Yeah,
did
oh
I know,
yeah,
that.
she
that's
was
what I
getting
was-
that work by Elvis. Elvis.
Yeah. He was punching her a lot. And she said that she took it like a G and she was like, "Oh, you hit like a bitch."
You need
Yeah,
to turn
yeah.
your hip more to have more power. And he connected.
Yeah.
He turned his hip more. I was just like,
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he gut checked her too, man. He would have broke her rib. He probably would have broke her ribs the way he hit her. He was close too.
yeah.
Yeah, nah, she was, she was tough, but you ain't that tough.
Nah, man, you ain't that tough, man. Come on, man.
Taking open hits from a grown man.
Her chin is that strong.
She got that
Yeah.
Ali.
You see
Yeah,
some
it's
MMA,
like
you
punches
know
like
what
that.
time it is.
Nah, man,
Well, 'cause
she's not eating no punches like that, man. Come on now.
Nah.
All the punches.
Nah,
She eating
nah,
them
nah.
up.
Hey,
Because even the timeline of events, like what y'all was saying, like got shot, stabbed, car crash, got beat up by Elvis, is like,
Yep.
because even like Rambo in the last movie, my man had to take a
Rambo,
time
man.
out. When the cartel got him, he was like, look, my man was out for like a good couple of weeks, had to heal up.
The
Yeah.
Equalizer
Yeah.
3. My man was out for
Rambo.
months recovering
hey,
after getting shot one time.
She was in bed a couple of times. She was hitting in the cut. She came back from.
She was in bed for 3 days. They
Yeah,
said
she-
3 days.
That's
You're out
good
2
enough.
days.
Oh, that's the basement. It took her 3
Fred,
days.
you still
3
got
days
time to
recover.
change your score, Fred. Come on down. Come on down, Fred.
Yeah.
The billionaire came back and made an action film. I'm proud of her. I'm just gonna keep it right there and let the movie ride, baby. It was an action film. I ate up all my nachos. There was no gore. I was good. So
So you base your rating on how many nachos you can eat. Got it.
I'm telling you, man,
man, I'm
if
telling you,
you
fucking
can't eat
broken ribs.
nachos, bro, then you just gotta go somewhere else.
So scary movies are automatic no.
Yeah, my man hates those. He's always raced them low.
Anything disgusting is automatic no.
Yeah, man.
You know, like scary movies.
I don't mind that, but when the guts and all this other stuff, it don't go good with nachos. I'm just saying, you know what I
Don't
mean?
go with nacho.
I take all the punches all day, but
But all right, we'll go ahead and start closing out. But I think Jessica Alba, start being a little pickier. You're a great actress. You don't need to do these type of movies. She should have read this one and been like, huh?
You don't.
She was on the directing cast. It said directed by Jessica Alba.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder who her stunt double was. 'Cause that's the person who did all the work, really.
You ain't giving her no props, huh?
She was just. I mean, she was just a pretty. She was just a beautiful face, you know. So, too pretty, way too pretty.
Yeah, she could bounce back though. She a great actress. Yeah, she just gotta read that end plot. Like, yeah, breaking into a military installation from a cave. I can't play in this.
Yeah,
I can't. J-Lo out here winning and shit. I can't. Baby, get this role. She should have slapped this shit out of their hands.
J-Lo
Like,
go to
you giving
different
me
planets and shit.
J-Lo over here in some sci-fi. You giving me this shit?
I mean, she did. I mean, she did the mother before that one. Remember? She did the mother.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. J-Lo, like, she's combing through those. She got like a tough team. They're like, hey, J-Lo, we're not doing this movie. Get that out of here. Put that in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Alba was just like, look, I can make this happen. She need to get some solid people around her. Like, nah.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, she finally told him, "Hey, listen, you guys can hold your gun up, but don't be over there being no Alex Baldwin. So other than that, you're gonna be on trial." So,
Yeah,
my man catching hell.
Yeah.
She's like, look, give me the knife. I ain't trying to take no risk.
Give me the
Yeah, she's like, give me a knife.
No blanks in a gun.
But all right, y'all. Parting words, Manic Genius.
No. Funny movie. Not on purpose. I wouldn't watch this again.
Okay. Casey Fred.
Not even with a friend, huh?
Not even with a friend.
Casey Fred, parting words. You want to drop that score?
No, not at all.
You
First
sure?
of all, I probably would have dropped it if it was at the movie theater. Now, I will admit, we didn't pay money for this. this was Netflix, so this was pretty much free. So
Dude,
as far as I'm
You
concerned,
pay a monthly subscription for
no, we paying
Netflix.
$10. We paying like $10 a
That's how
month
we
or
do it.
$12 a month. Was it 10?
Huh?
12?
$12.99.
We still pay $12.99 a month for this. We pay for this.
I don't know the way everybody's Wi-Fi is going these days. I don't know if anybody paid anything.
That's a fact. That's a good shot.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. I gotta take that on the chin.
Yeah.
All right, CLS, parting words.
Man, you can watch it if you want to. That's all I'm gonna say. You can watch it and then leave comments below and let us know what you think. And you probably won't watch it after you watch it that first time. You can watch it no more anyway, and you can add it to your movie collection and nothing like that.
But all right, y'all.
I got one more question. CL, what kind of phone do you have?
14 plus.
Oh, iPhone.
Yeah, 14.
Oh, that joint is clear.
Yeah, yours coming in clear.
Yeah, it's
Manic
super clear.
Manic better upgrade. He in the car like that.
I'm like, I got the 13.
Well, there it is.
Yeah, my man was streaming on a beeper.
I mean, but you were moving though. I'm not moving though. You were moving. I'm parked.
Yeah.
That's probably why you were breaking up, because you were moving.
Yeah, for sure.
You know the funny thing though, CLS, your camera phone is better than your old setup.
It is, bro.
Nah, straight up, you better stay your ass to that car. Like,
Yeah, whatever.
see ya. Whatever.
it is crisp though, because I was like, damn, what's up with Manic shit? Manic on what's those old like brick phones that used to come back in the 80s and 90s, like a Miami Vice motherfucker had that long ass phone.
Is they get the Zach Morris phone?
Saved
Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, we out of here. Keep tuning in.
Peace.
See y'all. Peace.